Okay, welcome. We're in the middle of a conversation. We start in 9 minutes with the phone call. So join us for this conversation. Inside the conversation, take time now to share it to your respective walls. You can even copy the link and put it on your social media, LinkedIn and Twitter. You can do that too. But I definitely want to talk. This is just a conversation. Before the conversation, we would start exactly on the time, but they were asking me some extremely real conversations. Okay, so basically, they were asking me what is wrong, and this is important to ask. This is important to understand. What is wrong? Is there wrong? What is wrong? And here, I'm not again. So what we discovered so far is there's clearly some sort of universal wrong. Clearly, there's clearly a universal wrong. We don't get to deny that. If I punch an old lady in the face,
That's wrong.
that's wrong.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it. I'm 98 years old and I punch her in the face. That's wrong. That's wrong. Obviously, I'm not telling you to go out there and do geriatric abuse, right? I'm just saying there's some universal wrongs. But a lot of what we call wrong is judgmental wrong. And it's backed up with a belief system. And it's no longer wrong, right? Because when you say something is wrong, without knowing it, you're comparing it to whatever your image of good is. We've been doing this since BC times. This argument, we've been doing this before Christ or before Common Era is the non-spiritual way or Christian way to say it. And here is what's important, okay? And if you're just joining us, we start the phone call in 7 minutes, but I've decided to just have this little conversation. They were asking me some very powerful conversations before the conversation. Does that make sense? Okay, so now think about this here. So if I ask you, but you just say this, if I say drugs are wrong, marijuana is wrong, you say yes. But in 1902, it was not wrong, it was legal. If I say drinking before 21 is wrong, you say yes. But in 1902, again, it was legal. They literally, there's a reason why you have soft drinks in America, because the government was trying to encourage people to stay alive longer by not drinking hard drinks, but soft drinks. Let's do it this way. If I tell you, listen, we start in 6 minutes, okay? We start in 6 minutes. I just want I'm challenging, because they were asking me questions about right and wrong. I'm challenging what you think wrong is, okay? Very important, okay? I'm not here to tell you one way or the other. I'm just here to open up your mind. My job is just to stretch your mind. If I sell heroin, is this wrong? Right now, if this phone call is to sell heroin, is this wrong? You say it. We're on camera.
I believe so.
Okay. You say yes. Good job. It's okay. It's okay to say yes. You're going, yes, that's wrong. But watch it though. You got to be careful with what you think is wrong. Again, I'm not here to tell you it's not wrong. I'm just going to stretch your mind. I need you to understand that morphine, they sell in the hospital system. Insurance companies are legally selling morphine. It is the same chemical compound as heroin. Period. It is the same chemical makeup. So when you get it in an IV, it's not wrong. When you get it when they can't tax it, it's wrong. I'm not telling you that go out there and do morphine or go out there and do heroin. I'm just simply telling you, watch your beliefs of what you think is right or wrong, because most of you are holding on to other people's thoughts, ideologies, and judgments. The truth is, morphine and heroin are the same thing. Period. Seriously, they legalized marijuana for some certain. I don't smoke. I just want to challenge your thinking. You know what I'm saying? But here's the deal. It's legal there, but it's illegal here. So you have to be careful with what you think is right or wrong. You have to be careful with what you think is right or wrong. You have to own your level of awareness of what is right and what is wrong. That will never change. Because a stop running a red light is wrong now. 200 years ago, there was no red lights. So it just became wrong because we made the rule up. You have to be careful with this. You have to be very, 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 very careful with this concept of thinking. Okay? All right, so we got 3 minutes left. We're going to start the phone call. They're asking me a very difficult question. When you say this is wrong, you're comparing it to what you think or your image of what is right. And that's a form. You have a form of right. And you say, this is wrong because it doesn't look like this. That's what you're actually doing. Okay? If you say this is wrong, if you say this is right, you're saying this is right because I've seen wrong before. And this is the opposite of that. Which you said it earlier, right? The opposite of wrong. Okay? So just be careful with your thoughts about what is right or wrong, because most of you are not thinking for yourselves. You're thinking what other people have put in your minds. Now, the reason I opened up early and did that conversation, because we're going to talk about moving forward, and that is absolutely going to come back up. That is absolutely going to come back up, without a doubt. It's coming back up. Guys, get somebody, share this to your individual feeds. We start in 2 minutes. My staff will be recording here in a second. I've got staff in front of me. Y'all want to make some noise so everybody's okay? They're here. Okay, about a minute and a half. We're going to get started. Get people here. Eat some Reese's. Okay, so that's what I do. It's off camera. Do whatever you have to do. Just get some people here. We got 1 minute left for this phone call. I want to shout out the Les Brown Institute. Okay, I am definitely partnered with Les Brown and Les Brown Institute and all my friends there. We have 9 of us in Texas so far, and we would love to have you. And he's a great guy, gentle giant, and a powerful, intelligent man. So all of you at the Les Brown Institute who may or may not be watching, thank you very much. All of my team as well who are watching, yeah. And here we want to thank you. We are just getting ready to get started. Any final questions before we get started? Okay, get somebody here because now is your time to change your life. If you know someone who needs this phone call, get them here because now is the time to change your life. Does that make sense? Sweet. Staff, let's go ahead and get started. Well, welcome. Thank you. My name is Antonio T. Smith Jr. This is the Plant Better Mindset phone call. We do this every Sunday at this time, which is 8:30 Central Standard Time. Since we're in Texas, we moved into a time where everybody can be a part of it. We've done this for over a year, or just about, with many of phone calls. We love to have you. Thank you, guys. I will be your farming partner, and I will help you plant a life that is worthy of you. I just want to make a few announcements. I will be with Les Brown and team July 12th. My entire team, sales team, administrative team, and the strategic coaches, both Tempest and Shannon, yes, they will be with us. So catch us in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, July 12th through the 17th. We'll go live out there a few times. And I believe one of the phone calls will be out there. Is that not? Is that about right? I think so.
Yeah.
So we'll catch you at Fort Lauderdale pick, so that will be coming soon. We do have a podcast, the Brick by Brick, the Motivational Podcast. You can find that in which you say yes?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll plant you better you from Fort Lauderdale pretty soon. Okay, which was the 16th? For the 16th, we will be out with you so you can see it there. Also, we have a podcast, Brick by Brick, the Motivational Podcast, by me and my assistant, who is Tempest Smith. It's a it's a top-ranked business podcast, and we love to see you on there. It's wherever you can get podcasts now, so just go there. Also, Plant Better University is live and in full effect. Yes. We have one of the top-ranked online self-development communities in which you are more than welcome to get inside of and be great. If you are on Facebook right now, we are live on Facebook. You guys got Twitter feeds and stuff, and okay, so take the link. If you can't find the link, hit like where it says 20 minutes ago went live or 10 minutes ago. Click that, and it'll populate the link for you if you didn't know that. Okay, so put that link on LinkedIn, and and so you guys can get it there. You see it? It's right under the video. It says Antonio Smith, and it'll say 3 minutes ago. Okay, so I guess I'll teach you too. Share the link. If you're looking at the video, it says like 3 minutes ago, right there. She's still lost. Okay, show her. It's real simple. It says the name, then it says 10 minutes ago. Do you see where it says 10 minutes ago, 2 minutes ago? No? Okay, let me see. Turn it around so I can see it. Turn it around so I can see it. Hurry up. We're live. We're live in front of folk. Okay, wait, that's because you're not in the right spot. You got to scroll out of that, and then she got the screen maximized. That's why you can't see it, okay? Where you see okay, you're just doing too much. That's okay. Give it here. Give it here. All right, I'm going to show all of you. Okay, we are live, and this is how we do it on the phone call because we are us. Okay? But anyway, so okay, there we go. Look, right here, all of you can share the feed. It's right here. This is a very big laptop. Shame on you. This laptop is way too big. If any of you have 17-inch laptops, okay, see where it says 4 minutes ago? Click 4 minutes ago, and it will populate a link for you. Oh. There it is. There it is, right? There it is. You see it now? All right, let's move now into the motivational portion of this phone call. If you know someone who needs transformation or needs coaching in any way, or just looking for a breakthrough in life, go ahead and give them this link. And so, did you find the link?
You have to write.
All right, you have to write. However you do it on yours. I have a Mac. Put it in the link so everybody can see it, and they'll be able to do it too. Let's talk about the art of moving forward. Okay, here is what is truth. Here is what will always be true. Here is what will never stop being true. You are a being who was always meant to move forward. Now listen. Let me draw you in. Pay attention. You're supposed to move forward in life. When I was younger, my mom and dad, they gave me up when I was 6 years old. I went to L.A. Morgan Elementary in Galveston, Texas, 77550, right around 35th and M, I believe, or something like that, maybe 37th and M. And my life ended because I no longer had a place to stay, no longer had a place to eat. I'm 6', 43 pounds, with a jerry curl in my head. It's the 80s, okay? And I have nothing left. And my parents, who did the best they could with what they had, they gave me up. I had an option. Okay, now, foster care didn't work. Homelessness was the best thing that worked out for me for many reasons that I'll bring back up in this phone call. But had I not moved forward, I wouldn't be here today. If you're not paying attention, If you can't recognize in my vocal tone, I am an African American man. And when you're giving up at 6, and when you're forced to drop out of school at 6, you don't become a millionaire. You become a statistic. You join gangs, or gangs join you, or you get raped, or whatever it is that happens to 6-year-old kids who are now on their own. If you ever seen the movie Antwone Fisher, things like that, pay attention, because I'm basically the real Antwone. That was a real story too. The other Antwone Fisher story. But the point of all that is, your story is not over. Your life has not ended. If you're breathing, you have an opportunity to do something greater. If you're living, you have a chance to do something greater. But the only way that you can do greater is if you move forward. So the first step in moving forward is actually letting go of what's holding you back. Now, this is going to hurt most people on this phone call, because it's one of those common sense things that we just don't do. You cannot move forward holding on to the very things that are holding you back. Now, most of you, the reason you are poor, the reason you're not living the life you want to live, the reason you're not following the dreams you want to follow, or living those dreams you want to follow, is because you keep trying to fix your problems. Now listen to me very well. You're a bright person. You're intelligent. You are God unlimited. You are source unlimited. You are God in physical form, or whatever you believe. You are amazing, but you cannot fix your problems. Okay? Now, I'm going to contradict myself and tell you, yes, you can. But you have to change your level of awareness. Listen to me. Albert Einstein said this. I'll say it to you now. You cannot fix a problem with the same consciousness that created it. That's Albert Einstein. You can disagree with me all you want to. Some of you are in poverty because you refuse to get help. You refuse to be coached. You refuse to be mentored. You refuse to have friends. You get into a big problem, and then you shut off from everybody. Some of us do this, right? You say, I can handle it, only to discover that you can't handle it. Your friends are trying to give you a hug, but you reject that. They're trying to alter your mood, but you reject that, because you would never be able to fix a problem with the same consciousness that created it. In order to move forward, you have to let go of what's holding you back. Just because you withdraw doesn't mean that you let go. This is very important. Withdrawing is not the same thing as letting go. And I wish the best for you. I wish to the heavens that you have whatever it is that you want out of this life. But I'm telling you, if you keep trying to fix your problems with your current level of consciousness, you will fail every single time. Does that make sense? You cannot fix a problem with the same mind that created it. So, you can't fix yourself. Now, here's the contradiction. You can fix yourself, but you can't do it on your own. None of us, we're not self-made anything. You got to get a book that has a higher level of awareness than you. You have to get a mentor that has a higher level of awareness than you. You have to get a family member with a higher level of awareness. See, the truth is, you are your own rescue, as Lisa Nichols would say. You are the only person who can fix your life. But until you reach out, until you pour in, not with what you have to pour into you something that is greater than you. You have to pour into you Think and Grow Rich. Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Cash Flow Quadrant, the Code of the Extraordinary Mind, the Conversion Code. You have to pour into you Exploring the Zone. You have to pour into you Richest Man in Babylon. If you don't like books, you have to pour into you Tony from down the street, Vanessa from down the street. You have to pour into you what's not in you, because what's in you created the problem. All of you, all of us, me, you in front of me, my staff over the phone, all of you, you're here in this juncture in life because you thought yourself here. That'll never change. And I want to be as encouraging to you as possible. It's a paradox. You cannot fix you. But when you decide to fix you, you can't do it with your same level of awareness. I heard Lisa Nichols sometime this week. I didn't hear it. My assistant heard it, Tempest. And she heard Lisa Nichols say she was born in the Baptist church all her life. But she was taught to pray, but never taught awareness. I'm going to agree with Miss Nichols, because this is fair. I'm not telling you prayer is wrong. I'm just saying if you have a low level of awareness, you will only pray in desperation. And you would never get a breakthrough vibrating in desperation. Some of you only pray when you need something. So when you pray in a sense of desperation, and you've been taught that way by someone who is a leader with a low level of awareness. It's my phone call. You're going to walk hard. You understand what I'm saying? You're going to have to be able to understand that if you're praying and doubting at the same time, you will not get your prayer. So what do you have to do? I already told you. You must let it go. You have to. The art of moving forward is to first let go of what is holding you back. Very important. Now, let's break this down. I'm going to spend a little time right here, because this is always, if you're new to this phone call or this live feed, I always spend a little time on point number one, because I put what I think is the most important thing that you may struggle with or need to understand. How can you let go of what you have not observed? How can you let go of what you have not observed? Some of you are in abusive relationships, but you've never observed with your level of awareness that you don't deserve to be in an abusive relationship. You've complained that I don't have to be here, but you've never observed that I don't belong here. And until you say I don't belong here, you will always stay where you do not belong. So some of you are going, I don't know what I want in life. Who's out there like that? Who right? I know I've got some of you. You not well. I got two of them right there. Two in front of me used to struggle with it. Y'all still struggle with this? Little bit. Okay. I don't know what I want in life. Okay. Let me bless you. Knowing what you don't want in life is wonderful, because it would always lead you to what you want in life. Okay. Why is that important? It is important to know what you do not want. So I, with my dominance, my charisma, with my, what else do I have that people follow? She said craziness, okay? My way with words, my leadership ability, my confidence.
Yes.
Okay, all of that. I'm not supposed to put on you what doesn't fit on you. See, when you know what you don't want, I can't come and talk to you and tell you, hey, take this. Because if it don't fit you, you don't wear it. And so you take what I say, or you take what your mother is saying. Some of you are in relationships that your mother wants you in, that your neighborhood wants you in. Some of you are living lives that someone else designed for you. So, some of you are living lives. Some of you are living the negative expectations that other people have for you. When I was 11, this is honest to God truth, I felt the 5th grade and I felt the 6th grade. This is true. This is verifiable fact. Wise intermediate school. I felt the 5th grade and the 6th grade back to back. Now, the end of the story is I graduated from high school with honors. I graduated from my bachelor's, from my undergrad, President of the Society, and I graduated grad school, #1 in my class. So failing the 5th and 6th grade, well, thank you very much, right? Failing the 5th and 6th grade got me there. But there was a teacher, and the lady who adopted me. I got adopted when I was 14 years old, out of CPS. Well, I aged out of CPS custody at 18 years old. But I got adopted at 14 years old. The lady who adopted me, Lucy Elizabeth Smith. She's still alive. I was just with her yesterday. She is a member of my church and everything. She's awesome. She literally was told by one of the teachers, I'll never be blank. Insert whatever word you want to insert there, but it was not a word you learned in Sunday school. And she cried. And she cried because the teacher first told it to me. And it devastated me. And so what I call her Aunt Lucy. Well, I'm in Texas. Aunt Lucy. But down here it's aunties, okay? But you understand. We eat gumbo and crawfish down here. You understand? But my aunt, who I call Aunt Lucy, told me, Tony, don't ever live a life other people want you to live. And I'm here to tell you that right now. That if you don't let go of the lives that other people want you to live, if you don't let go of the negative expectations that other people want you to live, if you don't decide to live the life you choose to be instead of the life you used to be, you will always live a life that is unworthy of you. So you need to be able to fully understand that your life is yours to live. And if you ever spend it living someone else's life, you will always get someone else's harvest. And that would never be the harvest that is worthy of you. Okay, one more thing about this letting go. Okay, and the art of moving forward is about letting go. Most of you don't know how to let go. And we got to talk about it. We have to talk about it. Most of you don't know how to let go. So, let me see real quick. I have 2 things I'm going to say. Do you have, okay, she's hiding already. Do you have a question about how do you let go?
How do you let go?
Okay, the simple question. Yours question the same thing?
Yeah.
Okay, we're in the same place. All right. How do you let go? Here it is. Letting go is to forgive. See? Now you're going, well, I don't know how to forgive. Watch it. Forgive is a Latin word. It means to let go. Yeah, you see what I just did? Letting go means to forgive, and forgive means to let go. I took you in a circular argument. What does that mean? Here's my time. If it's holding me back, I don't need to think about it. I don't need to pray about it. Just let it go. It is a release. Have you ever had something happen in your life and it was on your chest real hard and you held it for years, and when you finally got it off your chest, you felt lighter, younger? Like, oh my God, why did I hold on to that? Some of you are holding on to breakdowns and you're trying to get a breakthrough. And you are so worthy of a breakthrough. You are so worthy of a breakthrough, but you're carrying all your breakdowns. I would never graduate #1 in my class with my master's if I held the breakdown of failing in the 5th and the 6th grade. Like, this is important. Need you to listen to this. You don't fail the 5th grade and then fail the 6th grade and have confidence. This doesn't make sense. You don't fail the 5th grade and the 6th. First off, you don't fail the 5th grade and have confidence. Because guess what my friends did? Pass me up. Then I gained some new friends. And then they passed me up. Don't have confidence being that kid. But you let it go. When I let go of the de-confidence, when I let go of the low self-esteem about that situation, I was able to pick up confidence. You can only pick up when you let go. Some of you are waiting for a good husband, but you're holding on to the bad man. You're waiting for the good wife, but you're dating all the women you don't want. Until you decide to let go, you can never receive. Watch this here. This is the last thing I'm going to say about this here. The universe is obedient. You will ask for something. And if it sees you holding on to the opposite of what you asked, it'll say, that's fine, I won't give it to you. Receive this all in your subconscious, in your conscious mind, in your spirits, whatever it is that you have or say. The universe is obedient. If you are holding on to the opposite of what you asked it for, it will pass you up because it can't give to you what you're not ready to receive. Some of you are asking for a breakthrough, but not ready to receive your breakthrough. You're asking for your breakthrough, but you have the mind condition for only breakdowns. You will never get in life what you can't handle. In life, you will never get what you want. You will get who you are. That'll never change. That will never, ever, ever change. In life, you will never get what you want. You will get who you are. You will attract to you your level of awareness. You will attract to you your level of self-esteem. You will date to the level of your self-esteem. If you keep trying subconsciously, you will never succeed because your subconscious mind is obedient. You didn't ask it to succeed. You asked it to try. Now watch this. How many of you keep getting close and it falls apart? You are someone that's taught your subconscious mind, all I want to do is try. Well, I'm trying. Do not confuse doing better with desired results. Number 2, the art of moving forward. Now, for the rest of this phone call, I'm going to, for the next 20 minutes, I'm going to identify for you the things that are killing you from moving forward. Okay? So this is number 2, but I'm going to give it to you number 1 inside number 2. Make sense? If you're notating, this is number 2. Well, so number 2 is, this is killing you. That's number 2. There you go. Number 2 is, this is killing you. Now, what is this? Number 1, fear. Okay, so before I explain to you fear, let's list all the, y'all can't see it, somebody went. they don't like this part, right? So let's identify all the things that are fear that is killing you. Fear of loss, write this down. Fear of pain. Fear of success. Oh, we're going to talk about that. I got another dirty look. Fear of failure. Fear of losing control. Got deep breaths in here. Fear of rejection. Fear of admitting you don't know. Yes. Yes, yes. Fear of tearing down the walls. Let's rephrase that. Fear of letting people close to you. Let's say it that way. That'll resonate with your spirit. Okay? Do you need me to repeat? Okay, she said I don't need to repeat. Did you copy those? I mean, did you take those notes? So copy and paste those and put them in the live feed so they can have them too. Okay? That way I don't have to repeat. Fear is killing you. Let's point out a few of these things. Why is fear killing you? Listen to me and listen to me very well. Everything that you want in your life that is a monumental breakthrough is on the other side of fear. Listen to me. Listen to me. Everything you want, every man that you desire, every good marriage you want to have, every financial breakthrough you want to have, the dollar amount that you keep claiming, the sermon you want to preach, the relationship with your child you want to have, all of it, and many more, is on the other side of fear. People live in two geographical locations. They live on the front side of fear or the back side of fear. Only 10% of this world lives on the back side of fear. 90% of people are not getting the quality of life that they deserve because they live on the front side of fear. Think about this. If you are a mother, think about your beautiful child or children. Think about all of them or the one or both of them. Okay? You had to bleed to get that breakthrough. Listen to what I said. Think about the child you love or children you love so much. You didn't get to be comfortable and have them. You had to break your skin. Sure, you say, oh my God, it's so beautiful now. But no, not when you were in 40 hours worth of labor. Okay, especially those of you who went natural in your labor. You had to literally bleed to get the blessing that changed your whole life. Yes, she saw the connection. Some of you don't have the blessing that would change your life because you're not willing to bleed. You want to be comfortable and rich. You want to be comfortable and famous. You want to be comfortable and respected. You can't be comfortable in anything. If you want this life, you listen, this entire phone, every week I sit here and talk for an hour. At some point I have to put lots of information over and over, research and all sorts of stuff and talk. I have to drain myself for these phone calls for you to say, oh, you know what, that was a big phone call. No, I had to die for this phone call so you can get transformation. And your transformation was my burden. But through the burden is also my success. You pay for my coaching packages because I'm bleeding for them. Now, take it around for you. What are you bleeding for? Some of you are bloody messes for drama. You're not bleeding for what serves you. You're bleeding for what hinders you. In this life, you're going to get cut. They're going to knock on your head. You will get a hickey. You will get lumps. You might as well get lumps from what you want. They are not going to give this to you. Stop complaining. As Gary Vee says, you hit the lottery in life. You are a human being. You're not a laptop. You're not a cell phone charger. You are a human. You hit the lottery of life, according to Gary Vee, which I totally agree with. Bleed for what you desire. Everything you want in this life is on the other side of fear. If you are comfortable, you're in poverty. Period. You don't care how much money you make. Because if you lose that job, you're in poverty. If you go 2 checks behind, poverty. If you get injured, poverty. Anybody who seeks security and comfort is in poverty. There's a wonderful quote by an anonymous person who says, I've done a good job. I can live the rest of my life without having to work again. The only problem is I have to die next week. They didn't get it. Hopefully you got it. They did it. Saved all their money for just a week worth. Because security is not what you desire. Well, it's not what you need. Those who have reward have risk. But guess what? You'll never take a risk if you're afraid. Because guess what risks come with? The fear of rejection. Some of you right now have the greatest ideas to change the organization of your company, but you're afraid if you say it out loud, and I'm quoting you, I'll sound stupid. Some of you have the greatest ideas. Some of you have inventions for products that you'll never make because you're afraid to write down the business plan. You're afraid to move forward. Don't be afraid. Let me encourage you. Rejection will never kill you. Rejection will never kill you. Rejection will never kill you. Yes, yes, yes. Rejection will never kill you. Write it down. I'm going to keep saying it until I feel that my heart, you wrote it down. Rejection will never kill you. Rejection will never kill you. Rejection will, okay, you got it. Rejection will never kill you. It'll sting for 5 minutes, and then you back on the horse. Be very careful of how you live your life in fear. Anything you want is on the other side of the fear. Number 2, inside of number 2, you are killing you. So number 1, fear is killing you. Number 2, you are killing you. Here we go. Let me tell you how you are killing you. Write these down. Guilt, anger, distrust, resentment, jealousy, and probably more. Guilt, anger, distrust, resentment, and jealousy. We're going to talk about them all. Guilt, anger, distrust, resentment, and jealousy. Copy and paste that. Put it on the live chat so you can get it. Okay? Guilt, anger, distrust, resentment, and jealousy. Let's break them all down. Some of you are not successful because you feel guilty. We got to talk about this. Did you know that most of the people that I coach, they feel guilty that if they make it, their friends won't look at them the same? I know people who are I know actually let me Tony Robbins. Let me bring up Tony Robbins. I actually share this story, but I'll talk about him as not to offend anybody. Says his mother loved him and beat the out of him. Okay? Now, she loved him so much, she didn't want him to grow. So she guilted him into staying in a place. Oh, brothers and sisters, may I tell you, some people are guilting you into a place. Can I identify these guilt trippers for you? Go back to school and open up a school book. Every time you do it, they'll argue with you. Oh, feel free to read a self-help book and actually change. You know what? You don't have to do all that. It doesn't, you don't, I mean, you're doing good. But, okay, right? It's always, right? You know, I'm proud of you. But, okay, all these people have a problem with you being successful. Can I quote Tyrese? Ha 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 ha! I see you over there getting money. Yeah, this person has a problem with you. Does that make sense? These are people guilting you into where you do not want to be. Make sense? Now watch this here. You're guilting you too. Some of you are so afraid. Honestly, some of you are so afraid of success that you guilt yourself because you don't want to pass up the people who depend on you. We got to talk about it. Some of you do not want to pass up the people who depend on you because then you'll be fake. I know a wonderful person. I know a wonderful, wonderful person who is let me change her field. She's a music producer. She's not. I'm going to change her field, okay? She's a music producer. But she's so afraid to write her hit song because her community keeps hounding her about what she's going to do with the money. So listen, she hasn't even made the money yet. But she's so afraid of being accountable for what they say she should do She's guilted herself into poverty. Has no car, floats around the whole world. And there's nothing wrong with having a car, nothing wrong floating around the whole world. But when you do it out of guilt, that's a problem. Make sense? Can we talk about anger? Anger. Oh, I got so much to say about this. Let's just speed this up. Anger is detrimental to your reputation. Anger that is not in check is wild energy that's not harnessed to your goals. Anger symbolizes people who will not get promoted because no one wants to work with you. Anger also people who have no friends because they alienate all these friends. And anger is rooted in low self-esteem. Now watch this here. When you have anger problems, you in most cases also have low self-esteem problems. Whether it be anger or low self-esteem, your subconscious mind is attracting to you poverty, not prosperity. Okay? Distrust. You can't fly when you don't trust the pilot. Hashtag plant better. Makes no sense you get no plane and you don't trust the pilot. He crashed yesterday. I'm not going to get on the plane with him. Some of you will never fly because you don't trust the people around you. And so since you don't trust them, your product, your imagination, your thoughts, your ideas are half as good as they can be because you don't trust other people to make them better. Resentment. I'm going to stay on this very lightly because I don't want to get any nasty messages. You can't resent people because if you're in a state of resentment, you're in a state of ungratitude. And prosperity flows through gratitude. So if you're in a state of resentment, you're not in a state of contentment. And the law of contentment, a real law, is the foundation to the blessings of prosperity. You cannot resent and be grateful at the same time. Jealousy. Some of you, I'm just leaving that one alone. Okay? Jealousy. Stop being jealous. It's not that I don't have anything to say. It's just that I don't want to make you too mad. Okay? Jealousy. Jealousy is a problem. Jealousy is rooted in comparing you to what other people have. How can you get what you need comparing what you don't have? Goes back to resentment. Number 3. Most of you, inside number 2. Number 3, inside number 2. Resentment is killing you. Excuse me. Regret is killing you. Regret is killing you. So let me help you here. I want you all to mentally give yourself a hug and forgive yourself for what you've done. Seriously. You would never be rich or whatever. It's not about money. You should never be whatever. Regretting yourself. Your life is bigger than the moments you regret. Your life is so precious, so beautiful, so unique that you cannot regret moments and live great moments. Joel Osteen says it this way: if you keep the bad thoughts in your head on repeat, you'll never get to prosperity because you're playing the wrong record. You cannot have what is bad repeating and listen to good music. Regret, guilt are killing you. Number 4, inside of number 2, insecurity is killing you. Hashtag plan better. Insecurity is killing you. Why do you think insecurity is killing you? Anybody?
Because if you're insecure.
You gotta say it loud. They can't hear you.
Because if you're insecure, you start to regret. You start to get angry. You start to distrust. You start to resent.
Okay.
You have jealousy.
Sweet. All right. So if you're insecure, you do all that stuff I just talked about. Fair enough. Okay. If you're insecure, you know what you do to breakthroughs? You push them away. Some of you have great mates, male or female, and you're pushing them away because you think people like me don't deserve people like them. Can I help you? People like you deserve people better than them. There's nothing you don't deserve. The only way you don't deserve it is when you tell you don't deserve it. When you're insecure, you have what is good in your life and you push it away. And you miss the opportunity to be happy because you decided you don't deserve to be happy. Number 5 inside of number 2. Low expectations are killing you. I'm going to get beat up for this one. Low expectations are killing you. Some of you are so successful hitting low targets. I mean, you knock them on. And listen, and when you're that successful hitting low targets, you literally compare yourself to people because you're hanging around a bunch of low targeted people. So you wind up being the man in a town full of 3-foot ceilings because you're 5 feet tall. And the disastrous thought process behind this here is you've convinced yourself you're successful and blinded yourself to the poverty that you're actually in. Hitting low expectations. Les Brown says something. He says, regret or fear is an argument for our limited thinking. And when we argue for our limited thinking, we get to keep it. I messed that up, but he said something very similar to that. Okay? So, let me help you out for the next 17 minutes. I want to give you the self-confidence formula. Okay? So, at this time, I sent all of this to one of my assistant. She should be copying and pasting it right now on the Facebook feed. If you need this self-confidence, it's a lot of words, okay? If you need this self-confidence formula, it's actually found in the book Think and Grow Rich. For the next 16 minutes, I am going to read and teach from the book Think and Grow Rich. This is not original, but what I'm going to say to it is going to be my original spin on it. Does that make sense? I read Think and Grow Rich at least 3 times a year. It is my favorite book of all time. Okay, did she post that yet? Alright, so the self-confidence formula. I'm going to read it verbatim as Napoleon Hill gave it to us. Great. I know that I have the ability to achieve the object of my definite purpose in life. Therefore, I demand of myself persistent, continuous action towards its obtainment, and I hereinnow promise to render such action. Now let me get it to you in layman's terms. I know that whatever I just thought about, I have the ability to achieve, and I promise from this moment forth, I will die before I quit. I will die before I don't do the necessary action to get what I have. If you want to be confident, listen to me. You need to start learning how to be obsessed. Obsession. If you look at Michael Phelps, give me some famous people. Michael Jordan.
Jay-Z.
Jay-Z.
Denzel Washington.
Will
Smith.
Give me some non-black famous people. Will Smith.
Brad Pitt.
Jim
Carrey.
Okay, I'm trying to be universal. You just gave me all these black folk, right? I'm trying to be universal. Brad Pitt.
Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey's a good one. He uses the visualization process. Steve Jobs, Elon Musk. Okay,
Warren Buffett.
Warren Buffett. Give me some Indian folk. Y'all know him? Okay. Okay. You get it though, right? And you Google them. Point is, all of them have one common link. They're obsessed. They stay up while you're asleep. They see a problem and they are obsessed with dominating that problem. If you ever see me, you would never meet me not in a state of obsession. Ever. Ever. I am obsessed with this. Somebody got a question?
No, somebody
okay.
said
Vishkin. Yes. The code of the yes. Okay, good. The code of the okay. So let's talk about that. Was Shannon. Okay, good job. So that's someone of the Indian descent, right? So check this out. Vishkin wrote what is now my number 2 favorite book in the world, Code of the Extraordinary Mind. Does that make sense? Now check this out. We're obsessed. You would never, ever, ever meet me not obsessed. Ever. I am obsessed. I am completely, to borrow from E.T. the hip-hop preacher, another obsessed person. You will not outwork me. You know why? Because you got more talent than me. Let's say white privilege exists. Guess what? I'm going to outwork myself past that problem. Okay, let's say you don't like my product. That's okay. I'm going to push out another one. You didn't like my first book. Don't worry about it. August 9th, second one's on the way. You understand what I'm saying? Like, shameless plug. I didn't mean to plug it, but thank you. Right? Either way, fix in your mind that you have the ability to do whatever you're trying to do, and you die for it. You die for the ability to do it. Thing number 2 here. So the self-confidence formula has 5 things, okay? My trusty assistant has pasted it for you. If you desire this and you're over the phone and you don't have connections to this, email us at info@theatsjr.com and we will send this to you. Number 2, I realize that my dominant thoughts of my mind will eventually reproduce themselves as outward physical action and gradually transform themselves into physical reality. Therefore, I will concentrate my thoughts for 30 minutes daily upon the task of thinking of the person I intend to become, thereby creating in my mind a clear mental picture of that person. Let's bring back up Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey visualized that he was a broke actor, that he would make $10 million for a film. And he concentrated on this. And that film wound up being Dumb and Dumber, which launched the rest of his career, because he already had a pretty good career in the beginning. Visualization process is very important, but here's what you need to understand about this. Your dominant thoughts become your physical reality. Actually, let me say it this way. Your dominant thoughts become your dominant reality. Okay? So not only just your physical reality, but the reality that you dominantly compliment or hate, depending on your dominant thoughts. If you dominantly, let's not give that example. Let's give you a practical one. You're here because my dominant thoughts say, I got something to say. None of you could exist in this reality if my dominant thoughts did not think that I deserve for you to be here. Pay attention to that. I'm not trying to talk about me. I'm trying to help you understand you through the lens of me. We can't be here if I didn't think we could. Now, what are you losing in life because you think you can't? You must be able to understand that your dominant thoughts are manifesting into a physical reality. If you hold it up here, you'll hold it right here. That will never change. Today, I teach 300 times a year. I have 300 speaking engagements a year. When I first started, it was 100. I don't know what my dominant thoughts are, but whatever they are, I shouldn't be speaking less than 300 times a year. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. I don't get tired because my brain wants me to have that. My brain told me it, right? my brain wants me to have it. I'm not telling you I'm great. I am not great. I'm no different than you. My dominant thoughts happen to serve me. We all have dominant thoughts. And all our dominant thoughts have served us a reality. The question is, have they served a reality that's worthy of you? Number 3. I know the principle of auto-suggestion. You call that affirmations. I know the principle of auto-suggestion. And I know the principle of auto-suggestion. Any desire that I persistently hold in my mind will eventually seek expression through some practical means of obtaining the object back of it. Therefore, I devote 10 minutes daily to demanding myself self-development and confidence. What does this mean? I shall help you. It's very easy. My words are creating my reality. My words have life. Now, most of you don't realize your words are on autopilot. Here's how you know what your words are. Here's a great example. You're driving down the highway at 70 miles per hour and someone T-bones you. What's your reaction? Okay. Her reaction was, my Lord. Okay. By auto-suggestion, you are a religious person who says, my Lord, whatever that may be, right? Oh, you see the difference? Okay. One is, my Lord, save me. There's a chance. The other is, oh, boo-boo, right? Which means this is out of here. You get it? Funny or not, which is definitely funny. But the point is, that's how you know what's truly in your dominant thoughts. Now watch this here. I say, you know what? Everybody, email me right after this phone call. I'll do a 15-minute consultation. If I like to work with you, I'll give you $100,000. Everybody went, yeah, great. Now watch it. As soon as it's time for you to dial the number, your auto thoughts are going to kick on. Some of you are going to go, I never get stuff like that. He's not going to pick me. Right? You get it? Here's how you know. Here is how you know your dominant thoughts of this auto-suggestion. You have a phone call you want to make. Okay? State Farm phone. Okay? And you're calling less. And you know less. Clearly written down, definite chief aim in life, and I will never stop trying until I've developed sufficient and self-confidence for its obtainment. That means I've written down goals, and I will never stop until I get what I wrote down. Okay, some of you quit all the time, and some of you don't even have a clear plan for your life, let alone written down. That's why you're in your situation. Number 5 and last one. I fully realize that no wealth or position can long endure unless it's built upon truth and justice. Therefore, I will engage in no transaction that does not benefit all whom it affects. I will succeed by attracting myself the forces I wish to use the corporation for other people. I will induce others to serve me because of my willingness to serve others. I will eliminate hatred, envy, jealousy, selfishness, cynicism. Can I put cynicism in 21st century talk? Mm-hmm. Pettiness. Yeah, they ain't like that. By never bring me success. By developing love for all humanity, because I know a negative attitude towards others would never bring me success. A negative attitude towards others. A negative attitude towards others would never bring me success. I will cause others to believe in me. I will believe in them and myself. I'll explain this one to you by giving you a story of tomorrow. Tomorrow, I have at 10 o'clock probably the biggest meeting I've ever had in my life. Yes. We're talking millionaire meeting. And I'm not afraid. You know why I'm not afraid? For two reasons. For one, I already won. Because I already saw myself here. So when I'm asked, did you ever think you would be? Yes, I did. Because I wrote it down. Because I said exactly what I wanted to do. I didn't know it was going to happen this way, but I knew I was going to be remembered for this. Make sense? Mm-hmm. Now watch this here. Number two in there, and I had to die to get here. I had to be homeless to get here. I had to sleep in a trash can for 8 years to be here. No way in the world I'm afraid. What I can tell you is, as number 5 goes in the self-confidence thing, I don't have to worry about anything because I've already created everything. I've already created the outcome that I want. And if by chance I don't get the outcome that I want, which I'm not expecting, I would just simply say, well, this leads me to the outcome that I want.